everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Midnight Film Society. Today we've got a very special announcement. Breaking news, breaking news. The Oscar nominations have been released today. On the hour, Jimmy, we got Don Cooper down at the old mill. Okay, go ahead, Kimmy. Jimmy.
Well, here's something that came over the old board.
Imagine they were just...
Hold on to your seats there, boys and girls.
I've always wanted one of those old-timey stock tickers.
Story.
So I guys look at the stock ticker like Twitter. People start tweeting out and start reading the thing, that long ass piece of paper that spits out from the machine. I should get one of those for Twitter.
Yes, exactly.
So this year, not a lot of surprises. They announced them this morning. I think it was Jack Quaid and Zazie Beetz presented them this morning at around probably, was it 5 a.m. your time, 5:30? Or no, they have to be there like 5:30 or wake up at 5:30 to get there for like 7 or something. But like I asked you last year, were you did you wake up and immediately look at this? Or did you stay up, wait for the announcements? How'd you handle this time around?
I forgot it was even today.
Yeah.
I would not have woken up at 5:30.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I was like, was just scrolling Instagram, and I saw like one of the things I follow was like, here's the nominees. I was like, oh shit, let me look at the whole list.
Yeah. Yep, like I said, it's a little bit of nasal stuff in my voice, just like last year. Well, I didn't wake up like last year, but I had a little bit of under the weather. But also, I was just watching Flight, and I was telling Derek before the show, I was like, yeah, maybe like fucking Denzel Washington during Flight when he's been drinking all night, and they shoot a bunch with cocaine, and he walks out to the testimony while basically still drunk. I was drunk. Yep, I was drunk that day. I was drunk the day after. I'm drunk now. I'm drunk right now. I'm not drunk. I just got a bunch of cough medicine in me. So that's what you're noticing there if you hear that.
Oh, okay. I was like, what you were saying, when you were telling me that, I was like, oh, well, cool. I'm gonna grab an Angry Orchard knockoff, a Wicked Grove.
Wicked Grove kid.
So I thought we were drinking together, but I guess not. But that's okay. I was being alcoholic.
Yeah, I got some lubes in me, like Leo in Wolf of Wall Street. So let's see.
We're both inebriated.
Yeah, in our own special way. Yep. So yes, Jack Quaid and Zazie Beetz announced the nominations this morning around 7 a.m. And a lot of not great stuff in here. What was the first thing that jumped out to you when you saw the list?
I don't know. It was like, and there was a couple, Barbie snubs. Which is not great, but I mean, I wasn't the hugest Barbie fan. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I predicted. So, I mean, there's Past Lives did well. Past Lives did better than expected, so I'm happy about that. So it's not bad,
Yes. That stuff. The no Margot Robbie, no Greta Gerwig again. I believe she got snubbed for Little Women. I believe that was the case then as well. So that's not great. Then just a brief general overview. We'll just back up a little bit and say what was nominated for what, how many, and for which movie. Oppenheimer had 13 nominations. They're in the lead. That is one of the most nominations we've seen in a long time, right? I think Titanic, obviously, was the most famous one with 14, 15, I want to say, altogether.
Something like that, yeah. And then I know Lord of the Rings got nominated for 11, and it won all 11 of them.
And yes, talking about that, last year I was talking about Everything Everywhere All at Once, having 12, and I was like, it can only tie Ben-Hur, and you were like, no, because they were Jamie Lee Curtis and Miss Stephanie Hsu were nominated in the Best Supporting Acting category, or Actress category, for Everything Everywhere, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was...
Yeah. But they couldn't sweep because they couldn't win twice in the same category.
Yeah, but this year Oppenheimer is nominated in 13 separate categories. There's no crossover, no carryover like with Everything Everywhere, so that's good. It could actually break the Ben-Hur record, something like that. I might be mistaken my Sword and Sandals golden era epics.
No, Ben-Hur and Return of the King are tied with most wins at 11, I believe.
With 11. Okay, so speaking of 11, Poor Things came in with 11 for number 2. Number 3 was Killers of the Flower Moon with 10 nominations. Barbie had 8. My Show had 7. American Fiction had 5. Anatomy of a Fall had 5, which was I think what a lot of people are focusing on in terms of, wow, interesting. I think that reflects the sort of diversity of the voting academy this year, the voting block.
Yeah, no, it's always good when you see that, you know.
Yeah. Holdovers got 5, which seems small in terms of the stuff we were talking about going into this. No nomination for Mr. Alexander Payne. I believe did it get original screenplay? If I was to just guess off the top there, off the top rope. Let's see if it
Yeah,
did. I'm going to scroll down real quick, see if it
original.
did. Yeah, best original screenplay for that.
Yeah.
Best acting nom, obviously for Mr. Paul Giamatti, right? So that's 2 right there. No best director. Did get in for best picture, so that was nice to see, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, no, yeah, it did get Best Picture, yeah.
Yes. Best picture. So we got best picture, best actor. The best supporting actress was Divine Joy Randolph, which going into it, I really wanted her to get it. I do think she's in a bit of a lead there. Let's see what else we got. Not best director, but it did get best original screenplay. Let's see, where else would it be? The holdovers. Oh, best editing as well. So there's the 5 there for that. Let's see, by movie. Zone of Interest came in again. International Academy there reflects that for five nominations for Zone of Interest, which is very. I felt like that was the Drive My Car of this year. We didn't have the foreign nomination there.
Oh, so what do you mean? It was the Drive My Car?
Drive My Car was international. It's an international movie, right? It was nominated for Best Picture, correct?
Yeah, I mean, but okay, but yeah, there was, so was I mean, Annie Falls also best as a foreign movie, and as was Parasite.
Yes, exactly. So that's. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying if it's fitting in that slot this year, of the international film, and that'd be a fall as well. But like we said, we were saying with, is it going to get international because it has so much English spoken in it? And
Apparently,
yes.
here's the thing, because I did look into this, and it didn't get nominated, because France. There's for some reason every country can select one film to be the representative for the best foreign film, which is kind of a weird rule. And for some reason, France did not select Anatomy of a Fall. They selected The Taste of Things, which is, I haven't seen it yet, but it's allegedly also a very good movie. But seems like a big oversight for them to have chosen that instead of Anatomy of a Fall, which obviously Anatomy of a Fall is nominated for Best Picture. So that's they probably, Zone of Interest probably would give them a little bit of competition because that's also nominated for Best Picture. First time we've ever had 2 foreign films nominated for Best Picture. But yeah, no, that would have almost definitely been their Oscar, and they didn't do it. And people think it might be because Justine Triet said some disparaging things about the French president at Cannes, apparently, and they were mad at him. So I don't know. So they
Yes.
didn't choose it. They didn't choose it as their selection.
That's awful.
So probably lost the Oscar. Yeah, France
Yeah.
probably lost the
Yeah.
Oscar there.
Oh boy. Just to round out the nominations here, we have Napoleon with 3, The Creator with 2, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning with two nominations, Nyad with 2, one big one in there with Nyad with Net Betting sliding in that slot there. Past Lives with 2, and Society of the Snow got 2. I would have liked to have seen more for Past Lives, but just looking at the list of just all the heavy hitters, I can understand Celine Song maybe not get in there, but I would have liked to see Greta Lee get in there.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But like in another year, I think Greta Lee does get in. But like this year, it's
Yeah,
such a stacked
stacked.
category. Like it's like it's insane this category this year.
Yes. Just quickly going by distributor, like we were saying, leading up to this, Netflix is just going full hog, full steam ahead, trying to get that Oscar every year they have for the past like 4 or 5 years. 18
Right.
18 nominees for Netflix. Apple Original has 13. Searchlight has 13. Universal has 13. Warner Brothers has 9. A24, big winner from the last year. Yeah, no, yeah, right. Everything Everywhere was last year.
Last year,
My brain is
that
fried.
was
Yeah.
last year.
A24 coming
Time's a
off the
flat circle.
coming with a big win off that. 7 nominations, quite a few for. I think I saw Iron Claw in there. Obviously, Past Lives got 2. I'm trying to think of what are the other ones that they would have gotten. Look at the list real quick. A24
Yeah.
BB. What do we got? They do Poor Things. So they distribute Poor Things.
I actually do not know.
That's a
It
good
feels like
question.
an A24 movie,
It
right?
really does. Doesn't Lanthimos work under them now? Is it
No,
run
I
through
don't
his
think they
distributor?
did. They didn't.
Oh
They
wow.
did not. Yeah.
Let's see what
British,
else.
so it's Film 4, I guess, did it.
Film 4. Gotcha. Okay. Do. Oh. Sorry. Was it an Enemy of the Fall? No. Right. That was Neon.
What about
That
an
was
ending of
Neon.
all?
That was Neon. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
1 second. So we got not El Conde. That was interesting in there. That little slot, that one movie or that one itinerary for that one movie. That's crazy. Do. Past Lives, obviously. May December, no. Okay. Anyways, we'll go back to the other nominations here. So, Best Picture. Let's just run down the list for everybody to listen to hear it laid out.
Mhm. Yeah.
Best Picture is American Fiction, An Enemy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and the Zone. excuse me, the Zone of Interest. Anything in there pop out as wow? I can't believe I got in, or I can't believe it stayed out.
No, this is literally the movies that I said we're gonna get in, and it's not just me. Like it's not like some prophet or something. Like this is the movie. These are the 10 that everyone said. Like there was no surprises. I was like maybe a Saltburn or something's gonna get in, but no. Like it was pretty much like yeah, these are gonna be the 10. Everybody kind of knew.
Looking at the list, I notice not a lot of like overt genre pictures, not a lot of overt superhero stuff, like with like with Black Panther, or what was the one I was just talking about? I just listened to our conversation last year, the big blockbuster. Oh, Top Gun. No Top Gun. I don't know if you like Top Gun really.
I like Top Gun, not as much as everyone else. Like the only thing I hear in here that's really kind of genre-ish is probably Barbie and maybe Past Lives a little bit. But yeah, I mean it's the Oscars. They're pretty unkind to genre films, you know.
They are, yeah. Just looking, it seems much more of a traditional list this year. Like, when
Yeah.
when I talk about an Oscar-nominated genre film, it could be like Shape of Water. Everything Everywhere has science fiction in it. What else am I trying to think of? I
Yeah.
know there's a few things
Those are
from
those two and I think Lord of the Rings are the only ones to ever win it that were genre films.
overtly genre, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
decent list. Let's go to Best Director. Jonathan Glazer got Zone of Interest. We knew that. Yorgos Lanthimos, Poor Things. That
That
was
was the one I was actually surprised about was Glazer. I think
oh
that's
really?
the one that edged out. Yeah, I think that's the one that probably edged out
Maestro.
uh no, I was gonna say Margot Robbie, not Margot Robbie.
Oh yeah,
Barbie.
Not Greta Lee,
Greta
Greta
Gerwig, yeah.
Gerwig. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Greta Gerwig. Yeah, that's I think Glazer is the one who really because I think the other ones were all kind of locks.
yeah,
I think Glazer's the one that it's not like a surprise. It's not like, "Oh, can you believe Glazer got in?" But I think he was probably, the one that was like the
yeah,
6 or 7, and these guys were the rest of the guys were like 1 through 4, 1 through 5, so it's kind of,
yeah. It is.
shocking that
Do
I guess he got in over Barbie or like you said Maestro.
what is your take on the sort of reaction of okay, so the movie got best got nominated for Best Picture. So who directed it? Who's doing that work to get that movie together? Who's with Barbie? It's not just direction. It's she spearheaded the project, getting it done, getting it made, getting it financed, those things, right? Um, making
Well,
it.
she didn't get a producing nom, which is interesting because people are like, "Oh, Margot Robbie missed out on the acting nom," but she did. It does have a producing nom because she's a producer and it's nominated for Best Picture. So, I, yeah, so yeah,
Just not
and
great in terms
and
of
and
yeah.
and she does have and Greta Gerwig does have a screenplay nom. Like, I'm not
Yes.
trying to make excuses, but
Yeah.
you know, um, yeah, which I
Yeah.
think it honestly deserved director more than screenplay. Honestly, which is
Right.
it's kind of weird to me that they made that distinction.
Yeah, it's just awful that I can like just think of off the top of my head the major players when it comes to female directors that get nominated like this. It's her, it's
Yeah,
Jane Campion, and it's James Cameron's wife, ex-wife, Catherine
which one?
Bigelow. Catherine Bigelow. You know, can you
Yeah,
name
I
one
mean,
more off the top of
if
your head?
Justine Triet had like if, huh?
Can you name any more like well-known, consistent Oscar contending women directors? No, right?
I mean, not really, honestly. Like, yeah, that's the thing. It's it's not a lot of recognition a lot of time for. I guess I don't know how well does she do with the Oscar. I mean, she had a film this year, didn't get nominated, of course, but Sofia Coppola. I don't know
Oh
if she's
yeah,
gotten nominations in the past.
maybe the year of Lost in Translation. I would imagine.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. Like,
yeah,
if you Justine Triet hadn't been nominated, I think people would be rightfully so rioting. Like if
yes,
like Bradley Cooper had got in over her or something like that, we had just had five dudes and
that's not good. Yeah,
the two women had been locked out. That would have been a real bad look. But this is
yeah.
just a moderately bad look.
Um, one more that I enjoy her films very much. Can't wait to see what she does next is Julia Ducournau. She did Raw and Titane, which are very good body horror stuff. Enjoyed very much from her.
Ah, yeah, you're a real sicko. Forgot about that.
Let's see, where are we? So let's move on to Best Original Screenplay. We got Anatomy of a Fall, Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives. Yeah, pretty much seem like those guys. Those guys were working to make that category, right? Anything you see not there that should be there?
No, I think that's a pretty solid list. Honestly, I think those are all very very good screenplay driven movies, except for perhaps Maestro is the one that's I think more of a it's not that Maestro had a bad screenplay, but I didn't watch that and think like, wow, the screenplay is incredible in this. I think probably Holdovers and then Past Lives is probably the one that I'm really really pulling for
Yeah,
in this category.
yeah. You were mentioning like I agree with you. What the direction of Poor Things and the end product of that came a lot from the script, and I don't have the person's name pulled up, but yeah, I remember you mentioned him last time. Let's see, Poor Things, writer, film.
Oh yeah, Tony McNamara.
Yes, thank you. So that's would have liked to see him get in there for that. Just for the dialogue and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Well, that's adapted. That's a not
Oh,
original.
that's right. I'm sorry, I forgot about
It's
that.
based on a book. Yeah.
Yeah. And then let's actually go backwards. I was looking at a different tab again. I got all the tabs open. I'm a tab man over here. Best actress. Annette Bening was the big surprise that got included in there, but again, like it's Lily Gladstone's award to win at this point. Sandra Huller, Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan, Maestro, and
I don't know if I agree with that, honestly.
oh, who you
I
don't
think
think
it's Stone's, but I think Stone is I think it's a two-person race, but I think Stone has the lead.
could be? Yeah, I mean it's like I said. Leo stepped aside. Very much marketed Lily Gladstone, put her forward in all the press tours. So I hope that was worth it. I think more the voting body is going to look at the that and her story, and yeah, hopefully award her for her
Yeah,
actually acting
yeah. Oh,
prowess, but
but like
also yeah. Go
I
ahead.
was just like I say, and with these kind of performances, the Academy. Not that I'm saying I have one preference over the other because they're
Yeah,
both incredible performances, but Stone has the more like traditional kind of performance that the Academy would reward. She's doing a lot of big emotions and things, character like a very clear character arc and stuff like that. Whereas Gladstone is much more reserved, much more steely. A really really great performance, but not one that typically gets recognized. So
yeah.
that's why
No,
I'm a little thinking that it's Stone over her.
yeah, they and of course going back to Annette Bening for a second, she took what a lot of people feel was Margot Robbie's position. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see Naiad, so I wouldn't be able to say, but I mean, honestly, yeah, I would. There's, I love Carrie Mulligan. I thought she was great in Maestro. I think that, and same thing with Sandra Hüller. I think that I would put Robbie in over either of those, to be honest.
Yeah,
And yeah, probably Annette Bening would probably be the one to swap out, I guess. Um, she's the one like the performance that I've heard the least about. But without having seen it, I couldn't say for sure.
Yep. I would go Margot Robbie over net betting. I did see not yet. It was a very good performance. But yeah, you just don't get that movie made unless it's her
Yeah.
putting a name behind it. Yeah.
And but that's the thing. This year is this category this year. It's so strong. You know, you could also make a case for Greta Lee. You know, like you were saying earlier.
Oh yeah, big snub there. Greta Lee or Margot Robbie should have been in there somewhere. Totally agree. Let's move on to. Let's see, where were we?
Well,
Best actress.
we skipped one of the screenplay ones. I don't know if what your list you're working off, how you're working it down, but
I'm going to People magazine, and yeah, no, I went to went to original very too quickly. We'll go back to actor and actress, so we can go up to best supporting actress if you want to.
okay, yeah, whatever order you want to do it in. I just don't
Yeah.
want to lose any of the categories.
No, we got best picture, best actress, best actor, best director will be after.
Did we talk about best actor? I
No,
don't think
did
we
we?
did.
I thought
No, I mean we touched on it. Like
we
we
touched
did
on it. Oh,
the
touched on it.
kind
We
of
touched on
brushed
it.
over
Yeah.
some stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So full list for best actor is Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. It's just Cillian Murphy at this point. He's doing all the press tours with Christopher Nolan, who is doing this. He's done this dance before, and he's doing it very well again here. And Cillian Murphy's just in his wake. Everyone loves Cillian's face, even though he seems to be a little bit of a introvert. Doesn't really seems to enjoy being in the spotlight like this, but definitely is probably putting his face in front of the most people and doing the best at it in my mind. So that's just his award to lose. What do you think?
I wouldn't say go that far. I think he's the front runner, but he's not a lock. You know, like I could see Jeffrey
True.
Wright or a Paul Giamatti, even Bradley Cooper coming up and making some steam. You know, building up some steam and catching him, especially Jeffrey Wright. But you know, I mean, Giamatti did win the Globe too.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's a solid lock like there is in the best supporting actor category. I think that one we'll get to in a bit is a lock. So I think it is. It's not like it's anyone's game, and it's not like there's a lock. It's kind of in the middle there, where Murphy is leading the pack, but they can see him still. They can catch up. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, very tight
the
race
one
actually.
two thing too I
Yeah.
wanted to say, yeah, is fucking Coleman Domingo out of
Yeah.
nowhere. Like
Yeah.
I guess like I really thought Leo was gonna get that slot.
Yeah.
But that really surprised me, and I guess because like you said, Leo was campaigning more for Gladstone than himself,
Yes.
and
Yes.
the Academy has a history where they do not respect Leo as an actor for whatever reason. There was that whole running thing for decades about him never winning, and even when he would very rarely get nominated. So like yeah, and that even after he's got his award, that continues, I guess.
Yeah, can I just say why? Because in my mind, I don't know if a lot of people agree with this, but I can see Leo acting more than I can see somebody like Daniel Day Lewis, for example. Them both being in gangs of New York. I just feel like there's guys like Leo and like honestly Pacino. They push. You could see him pushing. You could see him straining. Pacino in his older years, and hopefully not. Leo's going there, but I definitely can see Leo in a lot of these awards, not to the same degree that Bradley Cooper is doing it. Not this overt. Give me a fucking Oscar, please. But he has been. He won for Revenant. That was a big role. That was a big, broad, juicy role, right? And this is too. And I think
juicy fish he's biting into.
I think based on a lot of his project choice and the way he's being in this movie, honestly, is just like him doing that face again into the camera directly, like at the end of Revenant, just like grizzled, beaten down, rough looking face, grizzled maw right in your face. And I can see him sort of doing that a lot during this movie. So maybe that's why.
I know that's like the criticism that a lot of people have. I've never agreed with it, to be honest. I've always thought he's been an incredible actor.
Yeah.
And like there's always he's not a chameleon or anything. He's not like Ryan Gosling who can play anything, but that's fine. He's really really good in the roles he is, and I don't know. For me, I've never had the same criticisms that a lot of the internet has had. I know the internet is pretty divided on Leo. I'm definitely on the side that he is one of our great working actors.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where he can date and then dump one of his nominations.
Okay.
It's been 25 years since, I don't know, This Boy's Room or whatever that movie was called, This Boy's Life with De Niro.
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
No, Marvin's Room. Marvin's Room. Sorry, Marvin's Room with
okay.
De Niro. I thought that was funny. Anyways,
that was good.
Thanks, thank you. Best Supporting Actress is we talked about Best Supporting Actress, right? All of those people already.
It's one of those things we brushed over, but we didn't really talk about it.
Sorry, I'll do it again. Best Supporting Actress: Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer; Danielle Brooks, Color Purple; America Ferrera for Barbie; Jodie Foster for Nyad; and Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Which, like I said, she seemed like the front runner. Remind me what you said about her and this race.
I think she's really good. I think she's probably got it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's wrapped up, but it seems to be her. I don't think any of this is not as strong as leading actress. To where I thought she was really good. I'm surprised that America Ferrera got in when Margot Robbie didn't. But I think that speaks to, and it's just one of those years where just different categories shake out in certain ways, and I think that just the supporting this year was not quite as strong as the category as leading for this one. Yeah, so kind of I think. With that too, Divine Joy Randolph, not to say that these were bad performances by any of these other actors. They were all obviously incredibly talented performers, but I think she's probably got it.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with all you said. I saw The Color Purple. I definitely get the sort of the hope that she gets it. The belief, the belief that she can get it, and just because it's just sort of a really incredible performance. I think she's been an incredible actress for a long time. She's one of these people that they always talk about being like, I believe she was in Orange is the New Black. She played one of the main characters, had a very tragic storyline in that show. She played it very well. So yeah, I think I would really, really love to see her awarded for her efforts over the last few years. Yep.
I mean, I would like to see her awarded for the efforts for this year, but
sure,
because I don't believe in the body of work argument. But
unfortunately, sir, facts do not care about your feelings. Said by my friend and yours, Ben Shapiro.
Okay, never say that again. First of all, and second of all, you just made the argument for that, so I'm just saying that I don't agree with that argument.
You don't agree that it should be a deciding factor in who gets the award, right?
No, I don't think. I think this is an award for this year, not for a body of work, which is okay.
Are you saying
that's?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because that's what leads Denzel to lose out on his Training Day Oscar because Pacino has to get it for fucking whatever movie he did that year because Pacino got robbed because some other guy got it, and then Denzel has to get it later. So it's like, no, just give it to the most worthy performer. So give it to the person who was the best this year. Yeah. It's not a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's a best actor for this year. That's what it should be. Should not be a body of work. It should only be factored into what have you done for me lately.
Exactly. Let's see. Best Supporting Actor. We got Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction, the only one on the list I haven't seen. Robert De Niro in Killers of the Flower Moon. Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer. Ryan Gosling in Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things. This is Downey's award, I believe. I think it's getting closer though.
Yeah, no, this is
with Ruffalo doing a lot of press lately. I really like hearing him talk on podcasts. Ryan Gosling, probably not. Downey Jr. Yeah, it's like I said. I'm sorry, but you have to consider the story. It's just this part of the whole winning part of this because voters are very old. They're very nostalgic for the good old days. But you also have people in here who love a comeback story, just like in that one movie with what's her name?
Kardashian.
With Kim Kardashian, yeah. Robert Downey Jr. is a golden boy. He's has had his comeback, and people love him for it. They love the success he's had, and I think, unfortunately, that does play a little bit into whether or not award voters will vote for you.
a lot into it, I would say. And
Yeah,
yeah, like that's why he's gonna win, like because he had an incredible performance and he's been in Marvel movies for the past, 15 years.
yeah.
He was nominated a lot when he was younger, then he lost his mind and hit a bunch of drugs, and then he got nominated for Tropic Thunder of all things.
I
Um,
know, I know.
so so yeah, he's definitely gonna win.
Yeah.
Um, I think the only person who maybe uh, very unlikely has a shot is Gosling,
Yeah.
because I think that
Oh,
performance is just like
oh,
so weird and good. But yeah, Ruffalo, De Niro, like Sterling K. Brown, which he was like I was surprised he even got nominated. I haven't seen American Fiction either, but there was not really a lot of hubbub about him. So, but good for
yeah.
him. He's a very good actor. I've liked him in a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think it's RDJ's year. Like, there's no question.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, fully agree. I would say Ruffalo probably second, just because the press story does. He did. He's been doing a few podcasts I've listened to, WTF and Smartless. That one that all the rich people, the rich friends come on and they just talk and whatever. But it was actually a really good interview. Loved hearing him talk about the old days. So I think, like I said, one of those people they love. The Academy loves Ruffalo because he's just a nice guy. People like nice people sometimes,
Yeah, I mean,
So
he's
yes,
good. And
yes,
it's yeah. If it was based on my personal favorite performances, it would be different.
yes,
But it's RDJ's here. I mean, not saying he was
yes,
bad, but yeah,
yes. Uh, Best director. We touched on this, like you said, Justine
but
Triet.
yeah, we did go over this one. Yeah,
Okay, yes, yes. Nolan's Lord to Lose. Best original screenplay.
yeah,
We did this. Best adapted screenplay is one we haven't done. American Fiction.
yes.
This is Barbie. This is Oppenheimer. This is Poor Things and Zone of Interest. Tough, very tough actually. This is the first time I'm thinking about this. So you're gonna hear my raw thoughts on air right now.
Yes, give it to us. Fuck it, do it live.
Fucking do live. Best adapted screenplay is probably gonna. I think Oppenheimer has that weird momentum where even the below the line Oscars it'll get just because it's like, oh, it's
It's not
Oppenheimer's
below
year.
the line. It's screenplay.
Adapted, sure, but yeah, it's true. I believe.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
the bigger one. What are you
is it
talking about?
adapted is better is
Yeah,
bigger than
because
original?
yeah, the things that look at the nominees. They're most years they're
Oh, big,
yeah,
big,
it's
big. I thought you
mostly
meant like prestigious.
adapted. Yeah, big prestige. Like most of the best picture nominees are adapted screenplays.
Yeah. Well, everything everywhere wasn't, but yeah, I see what you mean. Generally
Said
they are.
most.
Yeah, most. Yeah. Best adapted. Yeah, Oppenheimer. What do you say?
Yeah, it's Oppenheimer's gonna win this. Um, I mean, I'm a little bit bummed. Like we said that uh, there was some other stuff that didn't get in here in adapted. But I mean, it's Oppenheimer's award to lose, and I think with a lot of these things, it's Oppenheimer's award to lose.
Yeah, I can see Poor Things coming in second if it's not Oppenheimer. Yep. Best cinematography. Alconde was one of the weird ones that got stuck in there for that. That is the Augustus Pinochet's sort of sci-fi look at it. What if what if an authoritarian dictator was also a vampire apparently? So that's what that thing's about. Killers of the Flower Moon. Maestro.
Authoritarian.
Yes, that word. Killers of the Flower Moon. Maestro. Oppenheimer and Poor Things. I'm gonna say Killers of the Flower Moon, I guess. Look pretty good. Has that distinctive?
I could see that, or I mean, Oppenheimer's probably going to be really strong, so I think it's going to
Yeah.
probably be one of those two. If it was me, honestly, I mean, I love Poor Things. That's one, but I mean, you like this movie a lot more than I did, but I think Maestro had some really really great cinematography.
Very interesting. Yes, you're right. Good cinematography in terms of how it was staged. A lot of scenes of him running through rooms and their camera would follow him from above. Yeah, you can definitely see that. Best original score: American Fiction, Indy Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I don't know. It's one of those things you're really. Oh, you know what? No. I know. Oppenheimer. Just that I could play it. I'll drop the score in here after I edit it. they do this all the time on like TikTok and places where they're like, talking about that score. And I think somebody actually showed it being played live by an orchestra, which somebody said like it was made to be almost impossible to play live just because of how many different, I don't know music, but sounds, notes, scales, percussion sounds were being made at the same time that shouldn't be physically possible. But it sounded pretty good from what I heard. So what is your guess here, sir?
I mean, that's a good argument. I think I'm gonna make a different one though, and I think it might be Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, right? It's John Williams' maybe last movie. Like I know he said, because he said it was his last, and he walked that back recently. But like he's John Williams is 91, and they've given him a lot of awards in the past, but I think they're gonna still keep giving him some. It's just like when he got nominated, and I think he won for Force Awakens. You can fact check me on that, but the Academy loves it when they're like, "Hey, John, play the hits," and he's like, "All right, here we go. Here's Indy's theme. I was talking to Jim Mangold about this one, and he fucking, yeah." So I mean, I think John Williams is kind of he's the goat,
Yeah.
And I will say too, speaking of goats, a little bit salty that Hans Zimmer didn't get in for his score of The Creator. I thought that was a really incredible score.
Okay.
Arguably my favorite score of the year. I mean, there's some really good scores over here. Dial of Destiny, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, even Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah,
all really good scores. I haven't seen American Fiction, but
Killers of the Flower Moon. Who did that one? It was the man that passed away recently from the band. The band. Score.
The man that passed away from the band. What the fuck?
The band.
Oh, like the band called The Band?
The band called The Band. Robbie Robertson.
Oh, Robbie Robertson.
Yeah. Good score. Very good score. So that could get in there. But yeah, I'm going to say Oppenheimer. Yep. A couple more. Best original song, The Fire Inside, Flamin' Hot. I never watched this movie. I know you did. Tell me about this. Tell me about this song.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't even remember the song, but like when you told me you were surprised, I was like, "You're not paying attention, bro." Right?
Okay.
Because here's the thing: right. Diane Warren wrote "The Fire Inside."
All right.
Guess what other year? Okay. When else she got nominated last year? She got nominated the year before that. She got nominated every single year. She's been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Original Song every single year going back to 2018.
Wow.
So yeah. So I was like, Of course she got nominated, and it's always for shit like RBG or like fucking like like the life, like shit that no one's seen. Like 4 Good Days. What even is that movie? Like she for some reason they're always like, yeah, Diane Warren, Tell It Like a Woman. What even is that? But she got nominated for it last year, so there was no chance she was not going to get nominated this year. She's the one. I don't think she's ever won, interestingly enough, but I think she'd even been nominated a few times before that. But yeah, the streak is unbroken.
All right, I'm sorry for the Diane Warren slander. I shot your way without knowing it.
You gotta pay attention. You gotta wake up early. Or in my case, stay up late.
Wake up early. Yep, to get this bug, this worm. I'm Just Ken by Barbie. It Never Went Away by American Symphony. Wazi, A Song for My People by Killers of the Flower Moon, or that movie. What Was I Made For by Barbie. It's gonna be again. What's her name? Billie Eilish is gonna get her second Oscar award right after she won for the James Bond song, right? I believe.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go another way. I think it's the other song from Barbie. I'm Just Ken is a banger. Everybody I'm Just Ken. Fucking, I was listening to that. Like everyone loves that song. It's so good. It won the Globe. Gosling's reaction when it won the Globe was priceless. So yeah, I think this is the one that takes it.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yep, Billie Eilish got nominated for that. She won for that. Yeah. That will be in line with the misogyny, just running rampant this year for this movie for some reason. Yeah, you might be right. Unfortunately,
I mean, but it's a good song. You gotta admit, it's a good song.
Sure.
See, the thing is, like, What Was I Made For wouldn't even have been the other song that I nominated from Barbie. It would have been the Dua Lipa one.
Oh, they were talking about that. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, that would have been a good one too. Best editing: Anatomy of Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Well, we see a an award for Miss what's her name for Killers of the Flower Moon, Miss Mr. Scorsese's editor.
Is that Thelma Schumacher? Is that
Thelma
my
Schumacher.
mark?
Thank you. Yes. Gonna be her. You
Yeah.
think?
I think so. I mean, best editing is always a weird one to pick because it's kind of like the most editing usually wins.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon could win, but like also, I mean, anytime Oppenheimer is nominated, I don't want to count it out.
Yes. I'm trying to see if she won any awards. Miss Shoemaker award. Let's see. Oh, did you see Scorsese got almost the most amount of nominations ever in history, tied with William Wyler. William Wyler.
I did not know that. Just
Yeah.
like in general, like or like
Yes.
just like overall, like for
Oh,
producing,
for directors.
directing all.
Directing. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
directing specifically. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I did not
Let's
know
see.
that.
So she's won she's won editing Oscars for Raging Bull, Aviator, and the Departed. The Departed Kid. She edited the shit out of
Departed.
that movie. So she'll probably get that. Let's go on to Best Production Design. We got Barbie, Killers of a Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Say Barbie just for the Casa de la whatever it's called, the man cave.
The Moja Doja Casa House.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I would say
Yeah, I
that.
mean, there's
Sure,
some
why
good
not?
production.
Why not?
All of these have some really good production design. It's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
Napoleon, that's got some great epic war scenes. So
True.
and Poor Things has that kind of steampunkish weird vibes, and
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a tough one to call.
I'll say Poor Things. Yeah, like you said, weird
Okay.
gothic brutalist architecture, but also made sort of like Dr. Seuss slash what's the guy's name? Tim Burton slash Dr. Seuss. If they
Right,
designed
right.
brutalist architecture, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Makeup and hair styling. I don't know. Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, or Society of the Snow. This is the first time we've seen that mentioned today. I'll go Society of the Snow. Again, you were talking about if you're doing the thing, if you're editing it, if you're cinematography, it's good. The good stuff doesn't get noticed. But do you take that same approach when it comes to makeup and hairstyling?
Yes,
Okay.
I agree. Which is why I think it's going to go to Maestro. I think because of the old age makeup that they did on Bradley Cooper, I think
It's very good. Yeah.
is very good, and it's something the Academy likes to recognize a lot.
Yeah, like you said, the Academy likes big, loud, boisterous, scenery chewing performances, and they also, like that. I think they probably gave it to Dark Knight right that year for makeup there. I believe they must have.
I don't know. Because they always give it to like stuff like Suicide. Well, I don't know because Suicide Squad fucking like won over like Star Trek when that had some really amazing, cool fantasy makeup. They're like, yeah, but this lady looks like a clown.
Yeah, let me remind me to tell you about or to remind you about what the Academy thinks when we get to best special effects because
Okay,
it's very,
I think
very
we skipped
interesting.
one though. By the way, we skipped costume.
Skipped costumes. You're right. You're correct. Thank you for catching that. Best costume design. We got Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Again, this is going to be a thing of subtlety is going to win over big, loud, costumey like in Poor Things. Is the subtlety of Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer with the suits, I guess, and the whatever that stuff. Is that gonna get the award this year? You think?
I think I think you're right that it's like, wow, like these crazy, amazing, beautiful costumes from Barbie. Should it probably win? Yes. Will it probably win? No, because they're gonna like, look at this. They dressed Joaquin Phoenix in the exact
Yeah.
thing that he was wearing in this painting. So I think that's probably what it's gonna go to. Something like that.
Unfortunately, yeah.
These tend to favor like the historical period piece type ones.
Yes. Makeup and hairstyle we did. Best sound, we got The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, which they removed Part 1 from it today or the other day. I'm not sure what that's about. maybe the same thing where they removed the part 1 from Infinity War. They're going to name the next one something different, probably.
Yeah, but that was before Infinity War came out.
Oh,
the
was
thing.
it? Oh. Okay, I forgot about that.
It was like years before. This is like they're closing the what's the expression, like closing the door after the horse got out or something like that. I don't
Closing
know.
the barn, the barn's trying to close the barn after the horse got out. Yeah,
because they did the same thing with Spider-Verse and Fast X, but that was once again before the movie came out. So, okay, guys.
Yeah. All right. So we got Oppenheimer, Zone of Interest, rounding out the category. Best sound. Again, are we going best? Are we going most? Or are we going subtle? I'm going to say Oppenheimer. I think that's, the sound of the drops hitting around you, the sound of like the music again, but the sound of like the voices in that classroom when they're all burning. Yeah, I'm going to go Mr. Oppenheimer for this one. What about you?
Oppenheimer is probably a good call. Maestro could win too because it's all about sound. And Leonard Bernstein, But if it was me, I'd give it. Oh, but Zone of Interest. People talk about how harrowing the sound is in that, the incredible sound design. Where's the killer on here is what I want to know. Why is the killer not nominated? But I think if it was me, I would choose the creator, but I don't think it's a shot.
Yes. So the visual effects was the one I want to mention because it was notable. One of the first years we did the podcast, we did like something like this where we talked about the nominations of that year and watched it live. And this was this is April 2020. For 2019 Oscars, it was Avengers Endgame. And do you know what movie beat out Avengers Endgame for best visual effects that year? It was like a war movie. It was a war movie called 1917.
That's a good movie, but
yes,
it's not better visual effects.
The explanation that I heard, and I sort of agree with. I don't totally agree with this, but I sort of agree with this take, which is you take something that like 1917. It's a country, it's a field, it's a burning building. People know what that looks like, and they recreated it to expertly and got all the details right. Like you said with the suits and everything, people know what suits look like. They don't necessarily know what a real life Barbie's supposed to look like and what you would wear and all that stuff. So because you've never seen a Thanos in real life, you know what I mean? You've never seen Titan, you've never seen stuff like that in your day-to-day life, so that's not really that impressive. I'm not saying this.
I disagree with that.
People
completely.
are saying this. I'm not saying this. People are saying this.
Okay.
The Academy.
Listen, all right. People are saying. All right, let the people are saying.
The best people are saying.
The best people. All right.
Are saying
people
the 19.
Saying, hey, have you ever
17.
This guy Thanos.
Back.
All right, he comes in.
Dude, let me just remind you, or let me just give you a heads up. There's a book apparently that came out in the late 1800s, the early 1900s, called The Adventures of Baron Trump. And for those who don't know, one of Trump's kids' names is Baron. And if you go look at the synopsis of this book, it's eerily similar to Trump himself, which is wild. It was written like 130 years ago. But anyways, yes, best visual effects. What I was mentioning, talking about 1917, winning that year over Endgame. This year could be the same thing. We have the creator, we have Godzilla -1, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Napoleon. I will say, excuse me, the creator. I like those visual effects very much.
I did too. It's weird to me that this is like the one category that Oppenheimer didn't get nominated for, which is very strange to me. But yeah, I think if I had to choose, we're now into the point of the list where it's like we're just guessing,
Sure, yeah.
I like the creator a lot though. That would probably be my pick too.
Okay, yeah, creator, very good stuff there.
This next one's not going to be a guess though. I'll just say this next one we already know who's going to win.
Yeah, best international feature. It's none of these except for Zone of Interest. It just is. Yeah. It's the last one on the list, but it's the first one in my heart, even though I haven't seen it.
Yeah, because France fucked up, didn't nominate Anatomy of a Fall, which would have probably beaten Zone of Interest like it did at Cannes.
Yeah.
But no, not eligible. So sorry, Teachers Lounge Society, Snow Perfect Days, and Io Capitano. You're not winning.
I've only seen two of these. Or no, sorry. One of these. I have the Perfect Days, and I have Teachers Lounge waiting for me to watch. And then Zone of Interest, whenever that hits VOD, I'll be checking that one out. And I don't even know what Lo Capitano is. They always throw one of these in here. That's just like, what? I think I think one year it was some Italian movie. I forgot what it's called, but I watched it. It was not great. I just want to be like, I've seen everything. I just want to have my hand. I just want to have my hands up before the before the telecast. I'm like, I've literally seen everything. I'm better than everyone. Moving on to Best Animated Feature. The Boy and the Heron was one I was going to mention. I forgot to mention when we were talking about Best Pictures and something that could have got in there. Could have gotten the animation slot this year.
The Academy's not going to give a nomination to a foreign film that is animated.
Did they not?
They very rarely give it to foreign films.
Right?
They very rarely give it to animated films.
Spirited Away get in Best Picture that year?
It did not. It absolutely did not. It's only been Up, Beauty and the Beast, and there might have been one more.
Yeah.
I think there's only been 3, and so it's got to both be an animated and a foreign film.
Oh.
So that's 2 things right there that don't get nominated very often.
Yeah.
So it was like no shot, unfortunately, because it was a great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't they just only have... Isn't this category only been around since, like, the late 80s?
Crazy. It's been around since 2002.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
crazy.
Shrek was the first one to win. Yeah.
Fucking Shrek. Oh, boy.
Fucking Shrek.
Anyways, Best Animated Feature, Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The only one I haven't seen is Robot Dreams. I think they talked about this.
Robot Dreams.
Yeah, they that's exactly what they said on the Slash Filmcast just now of about this movie. Nobody's seen it. Let me go with Boy and the Heron. I think. Oh man, actually, I think it's evenly split between Boy and the Heron and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. What do you think?
It's gonna be close between those two. Like, I really don't know which one it's gonna be, because the one is like this big crowning technical like Marvel. No pun intended. And the other one is, and here's the thing. I think that if this was the last film, it would be a lot closer. But I think I'm going to give the edge to Boy and the Heron, which is Miyazaki's probably final film, the final film of this great master.
Yeah.
So I think it's him. I think if this was the end of the Spider-Verse trilogy, we'd have a different discussion. But they know there's going to be another one, so I think that's probably going to be the Boy and Heron.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do. Fantastic movie. Yeah. Do you want to move on to Best Documentary and just call it a day, because we don't usually watch the shorts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes. Best Documentary Feature. We got Bobby Wine, The People's President, The Eternal Memory, Four Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, and 20 Days in Mariupol. I've only heard of 20 Days in Mariupol. I haven't heard any of the other 4. Have you?
I've heard of To Kill a Tiger. I don't really know what it's about, but I've heard that name before.
Yeah.
But yeah. The Eternal Memory. That's the one about like Alzheimer's, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I have not seen any of these though.
Yeah. Is it possible, or is it not possible, or what? What is the deal? What is the deal with documentaries? Many of them, maybe I'm not gonna say all of them, but many of them are just like, here's the most depressing fucking shit you have ever heard in your entire life. We got a guy here he's supposed to be exonerated. He's been in jail for 97 years. He's in jail for a crime he didn't commit, or it's just like this stuff of like, this entire village is gonna die of water. Check this out. It's just like, come on. Have you ever seen a documentary that I mean, is that just inherent to the genre, or inherent to the medium, where you just don't make a funny documentary? You just don't do that? What's the deal?
There's plenty of uplifting documentaries. I don't think they typically get nominated for the Oscars.
Yeah.
That's the thing. This is, of all the Oscar categories, this is the one that's consistently just fucked. Right?
Yeah.
Like, every year people are like, oh, this great documentary. There's always at least 1 to 5 every year where they're like, why the fuck did this not get nominated? Because the voting body who votes on documentaries are a really weird voting body. Like, and it's interesting, like last year, or not last year, like in the 90s, Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel like really championed Hoop Dreams, and it's like, one of the most celebrated documentaries of all time, and it didn't even get nominated that year. And they kind of exposed that the documentary branch is very fucked up, and it got reformed that year, but it's still pretty fucked up. It's very biased. A lot of the members don't see a lot of the films that they vote on, stuff like that. So that's why there's always weird shit that happens in the best documentary branch. It's always just like
Yeah.
it's always the one that the nominations you're just like these ones like you didn't nominate like I remember last year people were like really upset the Bowie one didn't get nominated, rightfully so. There's always something like that, you know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look up while you're talking. 2020. See, 20 last year. I think I've said this a few times on the show, but 2023 was not, in my opinion, and obviously maybe I wasn't seeking them out, but pretty lackluster year for documentaries. 2021, amazing year for documentaries. Summer of Soul, The Velvet Underground, The Truffle Hunters, Sparks Brothers documentary. I know there was other ones. There was My Baby, My Darling, Woodland Darkened Days, Bewitched, a history of folk horror. Love that from that year. 2022, 2 years ago now. Fire of Love, like you said, incredible documentary. Navalny, incredible documentary. Senior was pretty good. The Robert Downey Jr. movie he made about his dad. I know. What was the one I was talking about where they had it was a documentary about police cameras on their vests. That was a very good one. There's a guy by the name of Joshua Oppenheimer. He did a couple of movies that I really, really, really liked. Let me see if I can pull them up real quick. He did one called The Look of Silence, which basically took war criminals and warlords and just despots in Southeast Asia and found them. They were still alive. Those guys, unlike the Nazis during World War II, post World War II, 50s, 60s, 70s, a lot of authoritarian rose up in Southeast Asia, partially because of the Vietnam War, but so many rulers in like not the Philippines necessarily, or Indonesia, but Jakarta. Jakarta's part of Indonesia. Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, places like that, devastated by just bloodthirsty dictators. Literally will kill dudes with a machete and just hide their bodies himself. He wouldn't even like make the effort to make it look like he paid off some people to do it. He was just doing it himself, and you gotta respect that on a certain level.
I don't know. I'm not gonna go on the record and say that I respect people murdering people with machetes. Sorry, Damien. That's just you. That's just you, man.
The views, the views of Midnight Film Society are of Damien Sherman. That's it. Let's see. So it was very good. Look of Silence was very good. I'm talking about Joshua Oppenheimer. Did The Look of Silence and The Act of Killing 2 years before that. I'm trying to see if he has anything upcoming or not. As a director, producer. Wait, what? I thought he directed that movie. I only see one. Oh, previously, one upcoming. Look of Silence, Act of Killing. Yeah, great director, great documentaries. But yeah, like you said, pretty weak year for documentaries. But yeah, 20 Days of Marriage. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say people like the one I think that people are upset about is missing out is Still, the Michael J. Fox one.
Oh yeah. Yep, that was great. I haven't seen it, but I've heard very good things about that. Yeah, but sorry, many of them are popping in my head now. One of them was the Val documentary from a few years ago. That was incredible. Yeah, there's many very good documentaries for the past few years. I'll check out 20 Days of Marigold, definitely. And so that does it. 2024 Oscar nominations are in the book. And another alert, another emergency podcast brought to you by Midnight Film Society. Go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah.
The boys are at it again.
Yeah. So, this year, obviously, there's no Everything Everywhere. There's no, the weird movies are going to win. Yay. It's been a pretty good, last year was pretty good. Can't really speak to the Coda year. I would say that was a pretty weak year in terms of best pick.
That was a bad year.
Best pick choices that year. Seems like since the pandemic, it's been like every other year. 2021, I felt like it was pretty strong because those movies were already in the can pre-COVID. But like I said, 2021 pretty weak. I think, I think somebody was saying this where last year it's very, very fun. Fun guys. Ke Huy Quan was super fun. Super fun watching Jamie Lee Curtis and Michelle Yeoh, two actors we've seen for decades and decades, finally get their props, finally get their proper recognition there. But this year we're back to just, hey, straight white men and their stories. Yeehaw, let's go, folks. Yeah,
I don't
sucks.
know. I disagree.
No.
I disagree. I think that 2020 and 2021 were weak years, but I think last year and this year are good years. And there's plenty of stories that are not yeehaw white guys stories. Past Lives was
Yeah,
both of our favorite film this
yeah.
year, and I think that
I'm
there's also Barbie and plenty other things that are nominated for Best Picture, and yeah, like Oppenheimer is the front runner right now.
yeah,
But if you looked at the front runner this time of year last year, it was The Fablemans,
yeah,
which
yeah.
wasn't even like in the top three on by the Oscar night. So who knows? Maybe American Fiction is gonna make a run or something. We don't know. It's
Yeah.
way Killers of the Flower Moon. It's way too early to tell if one of these other movies is gonna make a meteoric uh, uh
Yeah.
everything everywhere kind of rise.
Yeah, I guess I was just speaking more to not necessarily the movies and people and directors nominated. I'm speaking to the people that weren't nominated, like Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie not nominated. Um, and that was the first thing I was going to say. Second thing was uh, Past Lives is on a not not great list of movies that are nominated for Best Picture and got some of the least amount of nominations other than Best Picture. Parasite had very few other nominations besides
Coda
Best Picture.
Coda I think only had like three.
Yeah,
Coda, which I mean that was a weird year.
yeah,
But I mean, it's you never know. I don't think that Past Lives is going to win necessarily,
no,
but it could. It could make a run. You
it
never
could.
know.
It very well could. Yep. But yeah, that was it. 2024 Oscar noms. Yeah, thank you for doing
Uh,
this again with me, sir. The last
yeah.
last moment, I had to push the Derek bat signal, shot into the sky, and you appeared.
All
Right
right.
here.
I zoomed home from work,
Yeah,
texting while driving.
yeah.
If any authorities are listening, I did not actually do that. And yeah, I got back, and then I'm gonna go pack after this for my vacation tomorrow. So yeah,
Nice, very cool. Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to
happy
do
to do it
this.
though.
Yes,
Happy
sir.
to do it.
Yes, sir. Okay, so that'll be Midnight Film Society, yeah, emergency pod, and yeah, listen in next week and for the following weeks to see if we're going to be talking about any one of these nominations. And yeah, we'll see you then. Bye bye.
how it should be done, and I wish